We have so much to look forward to. And look, the Commanders are America's team. And so, what better place to have the NFL draft than in the mall?
Wow. I got to get rid of this cold. Oh my God. I still can't believe that clip. Look, the Commanders are America's team. You know, I hate to always beat up on Mo, but that's the kind of shit that he would say. You know what, Commander fans, Commanders, slow your roll, bro. You know what? About a year or so ago, when they were talking about Kansas City being America's team, I can understand that because they won back-to-back Super Bowl. A few years before that, I remember they were talking about New England because the Patriot, of course, like the Revolutionary War, the Patriots, and they'd won all of those Super Bowls. I can understand them saying that they should be the America's team. Commanders, shut up. Shut the hell up. Go all the way on the top of Shut Up Mountain and you didn't even win the division. The last time you won the division was because everybody else was ass. You won it at 7-9. People talk about our trophies being dusty. We won 3 since the last time you won one. Now, granted, they're giving you the draft. FYI, we had one about 7 years ago. About 7 years ago. They're giving it to everybody these days. It's been in Philadelphia. It's been in Chicago. It's been in Tennessee. It's been in Vegas. It's been in Green Bay. Hell, it's been in New York. It was in New York forever. And so now you're finally getting one, and y'all think that you are that. You know what? I'm going to call this now because I really feel like, and I could be wrong, and I wouldn't be the first person to be wrong about the NFL season. But I'll be honest with you. I think the Commanders are getting a little bit too full of themselves. In the same way that the Eagles, they've been way full of themselves. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I have to say, I have to ask you guys. I asked Mike because Mike was like, screw the Cowboys. I'm done. I was like, I'm not going to waste my time. Are the Cowboys beginning to win you back? That's my question right now. Are the Cowboys beginning to give you some hope that this team will be better going forward? Or are you still on the fence? Because I know how everybody was. I know how everybody was during the season. Everybody checked out. My channel was a ghost town. It was hard on a brother. This offseason has really given me a whole lot of hope that this team is getting themselves together. And I think that Stephen Jones, being on the opposite side of where he usually is, being the buzzkill that's usually basically giving us all the bad news. Well, you can't pay everybody. You got to take the pie, and you got to make sure that, Dak doesn't get too much of the pie, and he leaves some pie for some other people. I like a lot of pie myself, especially if it's that blueberry pie, with a little bit of whipped cream on top of it, or maybe even some ice cream. If it's warm out the oven, that apple pie, that thing's really good with that vanilla ice cream. It gets up on there and starts melting, and you pour a little bit of whiskey on top of it, and man, that's some good pie there. That's some really good pie. But being Mr. Buzzkill, where you go through and say, hey, there's a great play. We don't really want to go through and sign free agents, because when you have to sign free agents, you're paying good players great money, and we still want to get some more of that pie. Can I get some pie over here, please, and a little shot of whiskey and some vanilla ice cream, and make sure it's warm now, and make sure it's a double piece of pie there. But always being the buzzkill, with the we believe in our own guys here. But I'm going to be one who's looking at life differently. Looking at life differently. When you're young, you got no fear. You'll jump out of an airplane, you'll climb a rock, you'll do some stupid shit because you don't fear death. When you get close to 60, and I'm about as close as you can get without being there, that this NFL season, which is the 60th Super Bowl, which is the same as my age come October, you look at life differently, especially when you start losing people around you, some that are even younger than you are. You start saying how valuable all of your experiences are now. You look at them with different eyes. And I hope that Jerry Jones is looking at them with different eyes. Now, I can't remember the actor's name, but if you're old like me and used to like watching old movies like The Dirty Dozen or the spaghetti westerns, with like Clint Eastwood, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Well, the actor who played the Ugly, he's 101. That's incredible. And still look good. He looks good. But sadly, most of us will never get anywhere close to that. My dad, 85. My father-in-law, 86. Rashid, 44. Stuart, I think 38. I hope that Jerry Jones is looking at the Dallas Cowboys, and as he talked about on Landman, that you could go to work every day, that he recognizes that he wants to hold up that trophy one more time with his kids, to be able to pass on that legacy with them again. So when he does check out, that he knows that he's left them in good hands. We've waited too long, bro. And I am so sick and tired of people constantly trashing every single thing that we've done. My quarterback, 2,700 yards, will have more yards than any other quarterback that's ever played for the Dallas Cowboys. 35 TDs, he'll have more. Maybe he didn't win the Super Bowls when his career's done. But if it was easy, you'd see a lot of quarterbacks out there doing that. The funniest thing I saw was they were putting out stats of things that Dak Prescott's done. And then, of course, the trolls will go in and they'll say, oh, yeah, but but how about his accuracy? And they put it out as like, well, he's all-time, like, 8th all-time of all, 210 eligible quarterbacks. And so then they'd come back and they'd throw out another one. It's like, well, actually, and you're looking at all these numbers that look fantastic. And listening to Eagle fans that say, well, we got the right quarterback. Dak is whack. If Dak was here, he wouldn't be here because we'd get rid of him. But they don't recognize what the Eagles have done. I don't like the Eagles, but they put a hell of a team out there on the field. Not just a quarterback. We haven't done that. We have not gotten anywhere close to doing that. We've done some great drafting, but that's not enough. We've had some great players, but I can look at the Eagles and say, man, they got a lot of great players on that team right now that are young. And that's what it takes to win. So when you look at it and say, well, Dak just sucks, well, I look at it and say, do I have the talent of somebody else's team? Because ultimately, that's what's going to matter. You can only scheme win so much. At some point, you got to have the talent to be able to go all the way. I am so ready for the season. I am so ready for it. But gonna have to wait 107 more days. But it was 108 yesterday, and tomorrow it'll be 106. So there's that. Well, good people, as always, I appreciate y'all. Remember to let the people you know that you love know how you feel about them. Make sure you enjoy every second of your life. Peace out. God willing, I'll see you all in the morning. Love you guys.